50 phrases for contractual letters. So we come across so many phrases while drafting contractual letters. And most of us, we actually don't know what they really mean and what is the subtle difference between each of these phrases and when and where to use them. So we'll break down this in 50 phrases into 10 phrases per video so that it will be easy for us to consume that. Let's start with the first one, we refer to. This is a very common phrase we use in writing contractual letters. It is used to start a letter by pointing to an earlier letter or document or event. So it keeps the communication precise and the chain linked. So, for example, we refer to a letter dated 10th August 2025 regarding the material delivery. See, we refer to is usually the most softer version of using the reference phrase. If we see the next phrases, that will have the impact will keep and the intensity will keep increasing. So this keeps the chain linked to the previous documents or previous events. So that if you refer that document might have a reference to another document or letter. So this is the entire chain of facts with reference to. So this is getting a bit formal, and this specifically makes clear that what issue or the document that is response about. For example, with reference to your IPC number 5, we wish to clarify the certified quantities. It is more formal and more precise than the we refer to phrase. So it hides down that the issue is persistent only to this particular document or this particular letter, and we are clarifying it in detail. Next one, as per the clause. So it is a very straight away a way of dealing a contractual matter, and it's good, but not sure how most of the other party, he might be an employer or he might be a contractor, will understand or take this on the soft part. So, for example, as per the clause 14.7, the employer is required to release the payment within 56 days. So this letter will be going on 57th day, or you can even write on the 56th day evening that we haven't received the payment as per the clause 14.7. So this is a direct clause which puts the entitlement first under the contract. So this is the contract clause, and I have an entitlement in this, and there is a breach on this, and I'm sending a notice. Pursuant to. So this gets a little more formal or a legal way of saying in line with or under the authority of. It shows that your actions, which you are trying to justify in this letter, or pursuant to or in accordance with the law or the contract. So here is an example. Pursuant to the clause 20.1, we hereby notify our intention to claim additional cost. So the word, a single word, makes a huge difference in your claim. So that's why we have to understand which phrase has to be written where. Because most of us may not be, who are seeing these videos, who are following me, may not have an mother tongue of English. And we have different languages as our native and mother tongue. And when it comes to that, it's better to learn just a bit of these phrases so that it will help you draft. You might be technically strong, but this will make you drafting strong in English. Yeah. Next is in accordance with. See, in accordance with sounds neutral. and it's a neutral phrase to show the compliance with specific rules, procedures, contracts, legal requirements. See, it is softer when compared to the pursuant, and it gives a neutral tone that we are doing something which is neutral under the compliances. So in accordance with the clause 4.1, the contractor shall proceed with the works diligently. So the employer here says in a softer tone that the contractor to proceed with the works. Okay, we have these issues, that's fine, but in accordance with this clause, you have to continue working without any stoppages. As stipulated earlier. So this gives pressure or stress further than the as per the clause or other phrases. So as stipulated under the clause or as stipulated under the MOM we have signed earlier, as stipulated under the agreement. So this gives a little more pressure and it straight away removes the ambiguity. There is no ambiguity. We are clear that there is an obligation which has been signed by both the parties and we are going by this. Let's see an example. As stipulated under the clause 8.4, the contractor is entitled to an extension of time. So here the contractor's position is very strong that we are eligible for the extension of time. There is no ambiguity. Phrase number 7, as required by. Okay. It is a neutral version and it indicates the obligation that might be under a contract or a law or a variation or an instruction or a meeting, whatever it may be. So it shows that you are following the requirements that were agreed. So here is an example. As required by the clause 6.7, please submit the updated insurance certificates. So this is from the employer perspective, the example is. So there is a requirement under the contract or there is a requirement under the minutes of meeting or there is a requirement under this document. As per the requirement, please submit those requirements or please follow those requirements. Phrase number 8. Further to our previous correspondence. So when you talk about a particular issue so many times, you might have written uncountable number of letters on a particular issue. You know that usually while writing the letters, we give the references at the top. Sometimes the references alone will go to 2 pages. You might have seen that. In that conditions, we have to write that further to our previous correspondence. Okay. It refers to an earlier letter or discussion, not just single letter, letters or discussions. So it maintains continuity and avoid repetition. So further to our previous correspondences dated 2nd July 2025, we reiterate, that's what, we reiterate our request for approval. So we have already requested for an approval so many times and we reiterate our position the same. So phrase number 09, we acknowledge the receipt of. So this is a polite confirmation that we have received a letter or a payment or a notice or document, whatever it may be. So we politely accepting that we acknowledge the receipt. See, you might not even acknowledge sometimes, but acknowledgement is a kind of keeping the communication on and the relationship on. So that's why sometimes you don't have to write a letter, but you still write a letter. It shows your courtesy and professionalism. So we acknowledge the receipt of your variation instruction dated 15 August 2020. Sometimes this can be also even used to convert a statement into an agreement. For example, as we have seen before that every contract must have 3 main areas, like there should be an offer, there should be an acceptance, there should be consideration. So if the offer and consideration is from the other party's letter, and if you accept that, it automatically becomes a contract. So sometimes you don't miss the chance of making that as a contract. Phrase number 10. This is the last phrase for this video. We note that. Okay. It's a neutral way to record a fact without agreeing to it. That's very important. You just quote that, but you don't agree. It is very useful during the disputes and the clarification. Yes, we acknowledged that, but that doesn't mean that we accepted that. Both are different. So we note that the revised drawings were issued later than the agreed program on dated 15 August 2025. This is the polite version. An experienced contract manager or a contract administrator knows that this is going to be a dispute and this is going to be an evidence in later stage. So that is the kind of way you have to use the phrases. And we will see the other 40 phrases in later stages. Thanks for watching. If you want to discuss about any other topics, please do comment. And if you want any consulting on international construction contracts, please do contact us. Thank you.